For years, anyone who dared ask questions about Jeffrey Epstein and the powerful people connected to him was quickly shut down. These concerns were dismissed as gossip or internet conspiracy theories. But with the recent release of new documents and messages, those questions are becoming impossible to brush aside. Among the surprising names now surfacing in these discussions is Ellen DeGeneres, who has been linked through rumors to serious criminal allegations tied to the disgraced financier. Investigators who examined Epstein's private records say his closest circle operated like a secret group. They communicated using strange, coded language and behaved in ways that raised red flags. Certain words like pizza, pasta, and especially jerky kept appearing in emails. Not in any normal food-related context, but in ways that felt deliberately hidden or out of place. Even lawmakers who reviewed the unedited files described the language as deeply disturbing and hard to interpret.
See attached, let's go for pizza and grape soda again. This one talks about, yeah, that's the pizza. You mean radiating a soft glow with a look of bliss and excitement. There's one more, I think, in this list as well. Sorry, I have no stomach for even the slightest aggro. I don't have the stomach for it for any drama, imaginary or real. I'm still fragile off the last one and scared of shadows. This is in response to some videos that were shared where Jeffrey Epstein himself says, I watched all of these videos, don't send any more. And then Ghislaine is like, I can't stomach any of this. What the fuck did you send that Jeffrey Epstein was like, no more?
Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna stated that some of the emails contained suspicious coded language and references involving minors. She explained that certain terms seemed unusual in context, especially the word jerky, which she said did not appear to refer to food. Later, a forensic specialist suggested the language may have been used as coded references for something far more serious.
Earlier, I'll give you another example here. Epstein sends a message to someone. She looks pregnant, reacting to a photo. And the client replies back to Epstein, you mean radiating a soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza. I cannot be clearer than this, that this is a code word. It makes no sense in that context whatsoever. And this on top of the example I gave you earlier, when his virologist gave him the medicine for having an erection, erectile dysfunction, I assume, or it could be even Viagra, and then told him to wash his hands, go have pizza and grape soda. That's been mentioned time and time again. You know, having adult men, successful men that are very health oriented, constantly talk about pizza and pizza with grape soda, which I've never heard before.
Yeah, I've never heard of pizza and grape soda before this. I don't know if that specific combination was part of the whole Pizzagate thing, but it's definitely mentioned a lot because I saw that phrase, so I looked it up and was like, is this actually like in there multiple times? And it most definitely is. There's
another one here. Have you seen the beef jerky mentions as well? There's an email here from Jeffrey Epstein. Someone else says, Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. Jerky, anyone? He will also bring you a taste of his jerky recipe from the restaurant and sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called Cook's. Wait for it, beef jerky and steak. He has time at 3 p.m. There's other emails of him talking about beef jerky. Another one here, Jeffrey Epstein sending it to Steve Hansen saying, hope you're feeling better. Did we analyze the beef? Did we analyze the jerky? Now there's talks about jerky, referencing human meat. It could be for scientific research. It could be something else that's even sicker. But there's more emails here talking about beef jerky. Have you had time to go through those? There's one here. Thank you so much. Super cool. IT guy setting up Surface right now. We are ridiculously excited, and beef jerky delicious. Thank you. Thanksgiving. So yeah.
It is very. Now I've got all those emails saved. I'd actually had somebody send to me all of those to say, hey, would you check this out? So I have them. I have not read through all of them, but there's no shortage of terms that are phrased in a peculiar way. Muffin is another one. I've seen that a couple of times. I talked about when he says whoops. That seems to be in very sometimes he says that in very odd terms that seem like they're referring to somebody dying or getting. So there definitely seem to be code words.
Emails revealed a strange pattern, references to jerky being frozen, transported in insulated bags, rushed deliveries, and exchanges between Epstein and people close to him. The tone was relaxed, almost friendly. But the details didn't add up, and serious concerns began to surface. Now, several high-profile names are being drawn into the conversation. Among the most surprising is Ellen DeGeneres. For years, she was America's beloved daytime host, warm, funny, and seemingly harmless. But according to insiders and those who've spoken out, her name has come up in connection with Epstein's circle more than most people expected. A rumor claiming she was involved in disturbing activity went viral, with many online alleging she helped facilitate connections, made quiet introductions, and kept things under wraps. None of this has been proven in a court of law, but the allegations alone left many who grew up watching her deeply unsettled. This renewed scrutiny led people to revisit old statements. Justin Bieber, for example, once openly admitted to feeling scared, vulnerable, and exposed as a young entertainer. At the time, most people wrote it off as the pressures of fame. Today, some believe he may have been trying to say something more without the platform or the safety to say it clearly. People also noticed how quickly certain topics were shut down or fact-checked into silence whenever this subject came up. Then there's a deeply troubling account from 2009. A young model named Gabriela Jimenez was seen outside a hotel, visibly distressed, screaming that she had witnessed something horrifying involving powerful individuals inside. One moment that people keep revisiting is a clip featuring Chrissy Teigen, who has been close friends with Ellen DeGeneres for years. During the interview, Chrissy made a jaw-dropping statement. She said she would be open to eating human flesh, as long as the other person agreed to it. When the host gave her a chance to take it back, she didn't back down. She stood by what she said.
Actually, nothing I wouldn't eat or wouldn't drink or wouldn't try. If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
you wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Is that terrible?
At the time, most people laughed it off as dark humor. Hollywood has always had a reputation for edgy jokes, so nobody thought much of it. But when the Epstein files came out, some viewers started looking back and asking a simple question: why would anyone even joke about something like that? Online investigators also noticed that Chrissy was a regular face at high-profile celebrity events, including gatherings tied to Diddy and various political figures. That detail didn't sit well with a lot of people. Then came another angle that really grabbed attention: a rare brain disease called Kuru. Kuru was first identified in the 20th century among certain tribes in Papua New Guinea. Scientists discovered it's caused by prion-damaged proteins that essentially attack the brain from the inside. It can cause tremors, loss of muscle control, and difficulty speaking. When an old video of Jeffrey Epstein surfaced showing some unusual mouth movements, people on the internet started connecting dots. Some began linking what they saw to Kuru. Medical experts were quick to push back, pointing out that you simply cannot diagnose a complex brain condition from a short video clip. But as is often the case online, the speculation had already taken on a life of its own.
I know I'm about to sound completely insane, but just hear me out. This pertains to the Epstein files, the Clintons, and cannibalism, and I feel completely fine and am totally okay. Alright, let's do this. How do we know if someone is a cannibal? Well, they could have the Kuru disease, which is a fatal neurodegenerative disease that spreads through eating brain tissue. It has a long incubation period, 10 to 30 years. Early symptoms are headaches, coordination issues, anxiety, and inappropriate laughter. Middle stage, severe tremors and shaking. loss of balance, and slurred speech. Late stage, inability to walk, dementia, and the forever sleep. Do you know of any elites rumored to have consumed human flesh? But I'm not accusing anyone of anything, this is just a fun little joke video. With truth in the mix, in Papua New Guinea they call human long pig. We just love to have fun here. No, the Kuru disease has nothing to do with the Epstein files or anyone in them. Definitely not the Clintons. And I feel fantastic, so yeah. Have a good day, okay?
When powerful people suddenly disappear from public life blaming health or personal reasons, it raises questions. That gap between what's proven and what's speculated is exactly where conspiracy thinking grows. There are real, documented crimes linked to Jeffrey Epstein, facts established in a courtroom. But alongside those facts, a flood of online claims, viral videos, and wild theories has spread, tangling truth with rumor. And caught in that web are well-known names from Hollywood and politics, especially when people start digging into older allegations. In August 2025, a former cameraman on the Ellen DeGeneres show came forward, speaking to the Daily Mail nearly 5 years after the original workplace scandal that ended the show. He painted a picture of a tense, unwelcoming environment, particularly for male staff. According to him, Ellen allegedly had little patience for the men who worked there. He pointed to the sheer turnover as proof: 9 different stage managers in a single season. "We had a feeling she really didn't like guys," he reportedly said. He also described something staff quietly called the Ellen gaze, the moment her expression would shift when she was displeased. Eyes narrowing, jaw tightening. He compared it to a queen sizing up her next punishment. That level of intimidation, he said, kept people on edge. Interestingly, he had nothing but kind words for Ellen's wife, Portia de Rossi, describing her as warm and approachable. But he added one unusual detail: if a male employee was seen being too friendly with Portia, it would apparently bother Ellen. Staff reportedly tried to avoid sitting near Portia at events just to stay out of trouble. Around the same time, news broke in late 2024 that Ellen and Portia had quietly left the United States after Donald Trump won the presidential election. Many outlets framed it as a political move. But not everyone was convinced. When the story went viral, Elon Musk weighed in online, responding to a post that suggested Ellen's departure had less to do with politics and more to do with her past ties to Sean "Diddy" Combs, who is currently facing serious legal proceedings. She is on record having been invited to his events. But the pressure on Ellen wasn't only coming from outside. It had already come from within her own show. During the summer of 2020, 36 former employees spoke out publicly, describing the Ellen set as a toxic workplace. The accusations were serious harassment, inappropriate behavior, and misconduct, allegedly involving 3 of the show's executive producers. The story gained major traction after BuzzFeed News published an in-depth investigation. Shortly after, NPR obtained a staff memo written by Ellen herself. In it, she apologized.
Welcome to season 18 of the Ellen DeGeneres Show.
A new chapter. That's what Ellen promised today as she returned to her studio and spoke out for the first time about the controversy swirling around her.
This summer, there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. And then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened.
She apologized and promised to do better.
The truth is, I am that person that you see on TV. I am also a lot of other things. Sometimes I get sad, I get mad, I get anxious, I get frustrated, I get impatient, and I am working on all of that. I am a work in progress, and if I've ever let someone down, if I've ever hurt their feelings, I am so sorry for that.
But one former Ellen producer isn't buying it. Hedda Muscat worked on The Ellen Show back in 2003.
Phony, liar, hypocrite. That's my reaction. She's known about this for 17 years. She's created this culture. I was there from day one. We were all petrified of her. She was not nice.
But for many who worked there, the real problem ran deeper than any single incident. It was the environment itself. Employees say they had nowhere to turn, no safe, private way to raise concerns. Some even felt pressured by senior leaders to stay quiet. Warner Brothers, the studio behind the show, eventually stepped in. They launched an investigation, removed key producers, and issued public statements. Still, people online weren't satisfied. The question spreading fast was simple: why did it take this long? And just as things seemed to settle, another name came up, one that made the story even more complicated.
Video clip is a short one, just 3 seconds long. It's part of the Epstein files, and it shows the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein being shown in the Louvre by Jack Lang. The 86-year-old former culture minister knew Epstein for years and used his car and his plane. Lang told French media that he'd met Epstein through Woody Allen and would have cut off all contact had he known that he was at the heart of a criminal network. But Lang's family ties to Epstein go beyond casual acquaintances. The French investigative site Mediapart revealed that Epstein opened an offshore account in the U.S. Virgin Islands in 2016, and half of the shares were owned by Caroline Lang, the former minister's daughter. Her name is also in Epstein's will, signed 2 days just before his death in prison. He promised her $5 million. Caroline Lang has also responded to the site, saying the offshore account was meant for art investments, but she was never paid by Epstein or invested financially in it. Mediapart also said that Lang did not declare the St. Thomas account to the French tax authority. Lang has since resigned from her new post as the head of a film producers group.
Ellen's list of famous critics continued to get longer. In June 2025, comedian Margaret Cho spoke up on a podcast, saying Ellen was not the kind person she appeared to be on camera. Cho shared that the two had known each other for years through the stand-up comedy world. Yet when she showed up as a guest on Ellen's talk show, Ellen acted as if they had never met.
Ellen was like really weird and not nice to me for most of my career, and like because I opened for her in the 1980s.
Oh, you did?
When she was a headliner in comedy clubs, and not way before her big fame. And so then when I would do her talk show in the 2000s, she acted like we just met, and I'm like, what?
One of those times.
I'm like, what? Like that's weird. Like,
right.
It's like we go way back. What? Like it's so creepy and weird. But also the other thing was David Bowie had been on the show, and he was so excited that the night before that I had come to his show wearing this giant Chinese emperor outfit. He was really thrilled about it, and he talked at length about it. And she cut it out of the show, which made me so mad. And the producer, who's a really good friend of mine, had to call me and tell me, I can't believe she did this, but she cut it out of the show. But you need to know that he was going on and on about your outfit.
Oh
he loves you. God said your name.
So petty.
Which is so rude.
That is so gross.
I don't know if it was personal. Maybe it was for time.
Right.
But still, I'm going to take it personally just because I decided to.
You should have sent her a note and said, send me the footage. I'll post it to my YouTube.
I know it exists somewhere.
The real story probably lives somewhere in the middle, part verified fact, part personal bias, part online noise, and part genuine hurt from people who feel they were wronged. Where do you think the truth actually lies? Drop your thoughts in the comments.